Hi, it's Lindsay Diane from DianeDecor.com. In this video, we're going to talk all about how to decorate an empty corner in your home. Now, odds are you have a corner that is either empty or feels a little bit bare or incomplete or underutilized. We all have these spaces in our home. Sometimes it's because the corner's too small for a piece of furniture that we'd like to put there, or it's too large and the pieces that we do have there seem to be kind of floating around and aren't really anchored. Either way, I'm going to give you 5 different ways to decorate an empty corner in your home, starting with number 1. Number 1, which is the most obvious and most common, is to use an artificial tree or plant. So here you can use a large artificial tree, or you can use a cluster of smaller plants. If you choose to use a cluster of smaller plants, try to go for some tiered planter stands that will help give you that elevation. So trees are great because they add a little greenery to your space. They also add a lot of great texture into your space as well. And they give you this volume that really fills out the upper space of your room. Now, that being said, trees can be very expensive, especially the higher end silk trees. They could be a couple $100s for a 6 or 7 foot tree. If you're thinking that a tree is just not in the budget, first consider you can always thrift a tree. They are harder to find, but like the one that I have back here, I would say this is a 6 foot tree, and I got it for like $7 or $8 at Goodwill. It was the find of the year for sure, but they can be found. But also, if you're on Amazon, don't forget to look for the like new items. Normally, they will give you the brand new price, but below it, they will have like new items, and these are the ones that you want to look for, the ones that are going to come from the Amazon warehouse. These are the ones that are customer returns. They have been inspected. There's nothing wrong with them. If you know you have a highly rated item that people love and you see a like new, I would jump on it because you're going to get a great price on it. You're still going to have a return window just the same as if you had purchased it new. So if you decide you don't like it, you can always return it. There's no risk to you. You're just getting a discount because somebody already opened the box. So think about that. If you really want a tree, but it's a little bit pricey, consider going those 2 routes first. If not, you can always use a cluster of plants. So like I said, look for a tiered planter stand that will help you give some elevation to your smaller potted plants. Or if you have some that are decent size already, just get individual plant stands and maybe have 2 medium or large size potted plants and put them in the corner of your room. If you still have vertical space to fill after that, consider using some wall art or mirrors behind those plants to fill in that space visually. Number 2 is to create a cozy corner. So this is a cozy little reading nook that is going to consist of just 1 single chair, a lighting source, and a little side table. That's all you need to create a cozy corner. So if you have a space where you can just put a little armchair, you could do a recliner, you could do a glider or a rocking chair, whatever you prefer, go ahead and place that chair there. If you have just a standard accent chair that doesn't recline, consider getting a little footstool to go in front of it so that you can kick your feet up and be comfortable. And then go ahead and do a floor lamp, or you can do a little side table with a table lamp on it. Either way, you want to have a place where you can put a book down, put a snack down, and have some lighting. You could also use wall sconces in the corner and wall mount your lighting source as well. That's a great option. Either way, you want something nice and cozy, and you can add another additional area rug around that space, add a little decorative pillow and a throw blanket to mix in some texture into that space and make it really intentional. The key with doing the cozy corner is to make sure that you have adequate lighting in that space, because you don't want to be huddled away in some dark corner. If it's not cozy, no one's going to sit there. They will feel like they're being annexed from the main seating area in your room, and it won't feel inviting. But having those blankets, the pillows, a place where you can set up a snack, a place where you can kick your feet up, And most importantly, some nice lighting will really create an additional functional space out of an empty corner. Next up is something we don't really see that often anymore, and that is to use a half moon table, or you can use a corner shelving system. Now, a half moon table is just that. It's almost like having a circular table and you chop it in half. So you have a flat end that goes up against the wall. It's a real space saver furniture option. And then it sort of bows out and rounds out on the front. Usually they are an open leg system and maybe have some shelves beneath them. It's sort of a light, airy piece of furniture. I would use a half moon table. You can put a beautiful vase on top of it. You could put a little decorative vignette, and then above it I would mount a picture, a framed piece of artwork, or a mirror, or some type of wall decor above that half moon table, just to kind of fill out the space. This works particularly well if your corner is uneven. So by this I mean, let's say on one end of your corner you have just a 2-foot space before you hit the window. And on the next end of the corner, you have more like 4 feet. You have this uneven corner. And this is something that may be difficult to put a corner shelving system, because you really need sort of an equidistant space from the corner. If you have a situation like that, go for the half moon table. But if you have an equal spacing, or you have enough spacing in your corner that you can put a corner shelving system, or a corner bookshelf, go for that, because they're really designed to maximize that space. And again, it's an open shelving system, so you can have things on display. You can have little decorative accents dotted throughout the shelves. You can have stacks of books. You can have candles. You can have little figurines. You can top it off with a potted plant. The options are very versatile when you have these corner shelving situations, and they are really just designed to fill out that space properly. So the next time you are thinking about decorating an empty corner, consider making it a little bit more decorative by having either a half moon table and a piece of wall art, or a corner shelving system. Number 4 is to use a basket or a storage trunk. A large wicker basket is something that I talk about all the time, because they are just perfect for a living room, a playroom, a family room, a home office, pretty much any room. You can utilize a large wicker basket. You can use them to store blankets, to store toys, shoes, magazines. You can use it as a hamper and store your dirty clothes there. You can use it to store books and game boards and puzzles, and have it nice and tidy and out of sight. It keeps the clutter at bay. And they're very easy to use, because you can just drop your things in there and go. If they have a lid on them, that's even better. But these are very easy storage solutions, because they're really pretty. If you get a nice woven basket, it's just a beautiful piece to look at. The natural colors, the natural textures you're bringing into your space will really accent your designs. And they are just easy for everyone to access and for everyone to use, which means that your space will stay tidy. It stays kid-friendly, so that your kids can pull toys out of it if they want, and they know exactly where they go again when it's time to put them away. There isn't an elaborate organization system. You can just toss them and go. Now, alternatively, if you have a larger space, instead of using like a rounded basket, you could go for a storage trunk. You can still go for a wicker storage trunk, or you can get a wood one. You can have a steel one with some like hammered metal on it. They come in a lot of different sizes and styles. You can get a really cool vintage style trunk. You have the storage to put lots of things in there. And then above the wall, I would go ahead and put a piece of artwork to accompany that corner, so that you kind of fill it out visually. So the storage trunk and the basket are no-brainers. They're easy to find. There are so many different styles to choose from, and they're a perfect way to decorate an empty corner. And last but not least is to use a storage cabinet or a wardrobe. So if you have a corner that is, let's say, off of your kitchen, this is a great place to store your broom. You may have like a vacuum mop situation like I do. You could have a robot vacuum docking station that goes right underneath the cabinet. This is a great way to store away your cleaning tools, but have them easy access by the kitchen. So if you have a corner that is just empty and you really could use a little bit more functionality in an adjacent room, even if it's not that room that that cabinet is in or that corner is in, if it's an adjacent room, consider using a cabinet there. It's just going to look like a decorative piece of furniture. When the doors are closed, no one knows what's behind there, but inside you could have a series of mops and vacuums and cleaning cloths and cleaning supplies. Remember, a lot of these things that, if they're things that you have to assemble on your own, you don't have to put the shelves in. It may come with shelves, but you don't necessarily need to use them if you need the height for a vacuum or a mop or a broom. Instead, use the little sticky command hook things that like allow you to hang on the back of a cabinet or on the back of the wall. Use those to help hold up and organize your cleaning items, and you will be all set. You don't need to use all of the shelves that come in there. Make it work for you, and you'll have a beautiful closed storage system in what was otherwise a underutilized empty corner of your room. That's it for this video. I hope you found it helpful. Don't forget to visit me at DianeDecor.com. I post all about home decorating ideas over there. If you like this video, please give it a like and consider subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.